Well, Learn with Grandma, you'll hear about its history from Val shortly. We're a very active but small team, and I'd like to just introduce some of the team to you today. Valerie, of course, you all either have talked to or have heard from email. I'm Carol, more or less the backroom girl that does a lot of the printing and accounting and chivying up that goes on. We have Jean Hughes, who keeps us organized with all things Welsh, and the Welsh language keeps us going there. We have Rick Foote, who's standing at the back. He helps us with our IT and also works on something very exciting we're doing called Skills Exchange, which I keep making typographical errors and calling it Skills Savers. But that's something that Rick will be happy to talk to you about when we have our open discussion and networking at the end. We have two other very active helpers, Jenny Morgan from North Wales, who works intergenerationally with us in connection with wild birds and animals and people, of course. Now, she's unable to come down today. And also Gary Rudland, who works with Rick on the IT side and the skills exchange, and he keeps us also on the straight and narrow with legal terms and regulatory affairs, because I'm sure you can tell by my accent I'm not British born, although of Welsh heritage, and I don't know the law. I just live here, so that's different. We all use the title grandma as we work, and all of the ladies that work with us are legitimately grandmas, but Rick and Gary have decided in their own right that they are adopted grandmas. So we have Grandma Rick and we have Grandma Gary. So if you think that's a little bit odd, it's their bit of a joke. I'd like to talk to you now about the European element. I know we're really here today to talk about intergenerational network in Wales. But as Val has said, what's happened in Africa is very encouraging, and also in Europe. With the grant of the Grundtvig, from the Grundtvig Lifelong Learning Scheme we got in 2008, we began to make friends in Europe. Friends in Europe who came to Wales, saw how we work, and have taken it forward. In 2009, I applied for more grants and was not successful. 2010, we applied for 2. And you're not supposed to get 2, but we did. We got one on different ways of teaching and another one on Learn with Grandma networks and Grandma Days. And we've got 14 partners in Europe who are hearing and taking the little flame that we've lit here in Wales throughout Europe, and it is terribly exciting. The first project we had, Val's told you about, it was for preserving minority languages in a majority language situation. And that was very educational for me, both with our French and our Hungarian and Austrian partners. It was a very steep learning curve, but the one thing that has held Learn with Grandma in good stead is that my late colleague Sue Davis, who worked with me on this project, she and I both had experience of European funding. And when we met with our other partners, they had not a single clue. And we were on the edge of shutting the project down. Sue and I and Dr. Elsie Reynolds of Trinity went off, had a coffee, and said, right, shall we shake this puppy by the neck and make it work, or shall we go home? We decided to take it forward, and the end product was a 4-language document of 30 pages each language, Rick? Something like that. It was huge. But we've done Wales proud, and we've carried ourselves forward with the concept that we know how to work. And this is what's taking us forward with the Learn with Grandma intergenerational projects. Val met the lady who's responsible for UNESCO's educational division. She's the chair of e-learning for UNESCO, Emma Keselova. Now, Emma encouraged Val to apply for a European network project, which involves now 17 countries. We filled in the forms. I must admit, Val and I and Rick burned midnight oil. We ended up with a 90-page project, and it's gone in. And light a penny candle for us that we get it, because we'll be able to spread the word of what's going on in Wales throughout Europe and how we respect all of the generations who live in our towns and cities and countryside. No. Oops. Yep. So that really is the European element. It's enabled us, it's given us funding to help carry on working in Wales. It also, we have to travel to Europe. That's one of the provisos of the Grundtvig project, is that you must go to each other's country. So we are able to take what we learn and do here to all of our partners. Vivian Morris and her deputy mayor from Whitland are coming with me to Italy in about 8 days' time. And we're going to talk about what she'll tell you has gone on in Whitland. We're going to tell the Italians how to work intergenerationally, especially down in the very southern part of Italy, where the Maltese fishermen and their families, the young people, don't really want to know. And they need to be encouraged on how to respect and learn from each other. So that's a bit what's going on in Europe. As I say, it's given us further funding, helped us going, and is a great deal of good friendship evolving from it. And one thing I'd like to do is thank everyone who has stayed, everyone who has come, and everyone who has contributed. And I think you all have contributed, even if you haven't spoken, by listening, and hopefully you'll take away to your home regions this idea of intergenerational networking, because we do need it, and the people who can do it are you. And thank you very much.